We could go nowhere but up.
So
Nowhere but up.
Nick. Oh my God. She's about to do that thing, Nisha.
You about to, I know, we both know what she's about to do with Nick. I know exactly what the fuck you're about to say.
Oh
Matter of fact, hold on.
This month, the anime that we watched is called Psycho-Pass. We watched season 1.
There's a highly advanced government. There's a governance over its people. The judicial system's pretty much out the window. Everything's running by computers.
I was sitting there like, this is an anime, and I'm almost a little gross out.
Shogo Makishima, one of the greatest villains of the modern era. He's a wild boy, bro, and just kept doing it, and people kept letting him do it.
He had the coldest line in the whole anime. With a razor in Shorty's hair. This man said, y'all are not qualified enough to measure my sins. I'm like,
would y'all pass a Psycho-Pass?
Absolutely not.
Nah, I probably wouldn't. I ain't gonna fall.
I feel like I would be a Ginaza. So what's going on, y'all? If you didn't know, you are now tuned into Together We Anime, the anime podcast where we watch, review, and rate a different anime every single month with the goal of hopefully getting everybody and their mama to watch anime. My name is Nick, and I'm here with Nisho, aka today's show Kogami.
You see the vision.
Stik,
you see the vision.
aka today crime coefficient highest or high AF. I guess I'm gonna have to take that out for the 5-minute thing, I guess. But whatever, we here now. But yeah, so this month, the anime that we watched is called Psycho-Pass. We watched season 1, or also season 28 of America.
That's the one. That's it. That's the line. The line of the video. There we go. That's it. That's the one. Clip it. This is the clip.
Focused. So we're gonna get into the anime, but before we get there, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And most importantly, when you watch this, make sure that you leave your thoughts on what you thought about the Psycho-Pass anime down in the comment section below. So before we go across all the aspects of things, I'm gonna give you a rundown on how the pod works. And this is how it works. So this time around, we're gonna actually discuss the episode, different aspects of the anime. So we're gonna talk about the overall like storyline, the writing, the plot concept, all that good stuff. Then we'll get into the characters and their development. After that, we'll get into the animation, the visuals, all that cute stuff. And then finally, well, not finally, but the final aspect we'll cover is the music, the voice acting, all the audio. Oh, whoa.
Yo.
Yeah. Why is this word not coming to me? My brain is.
Don't worry. Cut it all out.
All the sound shit.
Yep.
All the sound.
All the sounds.
There you go. Yeah.
It's funny because I had a word I was about to say, and then like it just.
Your brain said no. Stop trying to use your free will. That's the name of this episode.
Right?
Hey, crazy.
Or more like my TI vocabulary.
The T. I swear, if we get expeditiously by the end of this video, I swear to God.
I can work it in.
Hey. Yo.
Damn it, Stik.
Would that be weird for us to like work different words into the podcast every episode?
I mean, that would be erroneous of us. Why would we do that?
But anywho, before I get us off track more than I already have. So yeah, we're going to cover all of those aspects, and then at the very end, we're going to rate the anime on a scale of 1 to 5. And the rating is like, you know, we give you an idea of whether or not we think you should recommend the podcast. Well, you should recommend the podcast, but whether or not you should recommend Psycho-Pass to the people around you, you know? And our opinion doesn't matter, but you know, it does. So hopefully you stick around for that. And then also at the very, 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 very end, we're going to select the anime that we're going to watch next month. We do it randomly. We use a wheel. So if you want to know what we're going to watch next month, then stay around for that. All right. And we are going to talk Psycho-Pass. Just a little synopsis on the anime. I stole this from fandom and I closed it, so I gotta open it back up again. Yeah. All right. So per fandom, the Psychopass wiki thing. It says the series takes place in the near future when it is possible to instantaneously measure and quantify a person's state of mind and personality. This information is recorded and processed with the term psychopath referring to standard used to measure an individual's potential for criminal behavior. The story centers around the enforcement officers who are tasked with managing crime in such a war. I hate this synopsis.
Go
I
ahead.
don't think it's that
Give
great.
it.
I'm about to say, do we get a classic Nick synopsis
Yeah,
instead?
give us a taste of that Nick synopsis, man. Go
So
ahead.
here's my synopsis.
Let her
So
cook. Come on. Let her
the
cook.
anime is about not even people solving crime. It's about people finding criminals that do crime. So it's like
Cr- Criminals that do crime. I want a T-shirt made, and I want that to be on the front.
no,
I want
because
that.
that's an important statement to make because just because you have a high psychopath doesn't mean that you committed a crime.
That's true. That's
That's
very true.
valid.
You know
That's
what I'm
true.
saying? So,
True.
Right.
hey, this time my words mean things.
They do, and
They do.
I miss those days. I miss when words meant things. So I appreciate that.
So, yeah. So they're looking for people, and sometimes crimes do occur, and then they go find the people that did it and whatnot. But through these episodes, people get blown up, blown to pieces. People get wrangled up, taken into the system. Uh, there's a villain that's supposed to be scary, but he's more just chaotic, if anything. Um, and yeah, the government takes control of everything, has control of everybody, decides where everybody should be. It's kind of like, a slightly different version of, I guess, like a North Korea or something like that. And yeah, the government's in control of everything. People be dying just because they're a little crazy, and that's pretty much the whole anime. And everything is controlled by, I don't know if I should share that part yet. Oh, spoilers.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Spoiler alert.
Everything is controlled by computers.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Classic. Classic.
that wasn't the best synopsis. And I think it's due to my own bias of not really being that into this anime, but we'll get into it. You know what I'm saying? We'll get into it. So with that said, let's talk about the first aspect of the anime, which is the storyline and the writing and stuff. So starting with, we'll start with Stick this go around. So, Stick, how did you feel about the storyline? Like, what are your thoughts and feelings on it?
I love the concept of this anime.
Hmm.
It's it dangles very closely to real life, as far as like not necessarily the being able to dictate or find out what if somebody's a criminal just by looking at them, because that's basically what we're doing right in this anime. But
Hmm.
more so about the government just being in all our shit, and and wanting to try to control what we do,
Yeah.
trying to tell us what's best for us versus allowing us to have free will to make our own decisions. You can probably tie into how, religion kind of, God sets your steps in order, and he in the Bible, they say, is that God has your story written. However, he gives you free will to do things. This one is God has your story written and you just gonna do what he says, or you're gonna get blown
Hmm.
to pieces. So I like the concept of what they do, and the anime to me, what I liked about it the most is that it made you make questions like, is a world full of gray really the greatest thing? Is taking away somebody's free will really helping their mental health? Is mapping someone's life from beginning to end, from aptitude tests to the job you do to all these different things, is it really the best possible life? Is it really bringing crime down? There are so many questions that after I watched the anime, this is my like, I watched it multiple times, but
Hmm.
this is another version for me. I keep coming back with the same questions every time I watch it. So that's kind of what I took away from it.
Gotcha, gotcha. Nisho, on to you. How did you feel about it?
Ooh, all right. Um, I'm gonna try not to go to my notes for this one. I'm gonna just go with like the main points that stood out for me. I enjoyed it. It gave me the vibe, like I'm pretty sure I told both of y'all at one point, like it really gave me the vibe of like the futuristic setting, the steampunk setting, reminded me a lot of Ghost in the Shell.
Mhm.
And for those who know about Ghost in the Shell, it's one of the more prominent anime that showed like that similar premise as Psychopaths did with like, okay, there's a highly advanced government, there's a governance over its people, the judicial system's pretty much out the window, everything's running by computers. And the parallels were like really dope, but in Psychopath specifically, just how it focused more to like what crime ended up being redefined as, what justice ended up being redefined as. Like it was really interesting to see in the anime. And the characters in it, I know we're gonna get to the characters, but like the characters in it, I feel like did kind of represent some of the lines of like, okay, we could, but we shouldn't, we can, but we won't. And there was
Mm-hmm.
like a lot, I feel like there was a lot of ambiguity presented in this. Like the people, what I mean more so with the ambiguity part is like there are people who like are in the mindset of knowing they're doing the right thing but get caught up in a really fucked up situation
Mm-hmm.
versus those who know they're doing fucked up things but are pretty much running with a clean slate as if they're immune. And I really like how the Psychopaths did it. So yeah, no, I would definitely say I did enjoy this as a whole.
Cool. Um, for me, I would say the first couple episodes, probably up to like eight, nine-ish, honestly, wasn't really grabbing my attention that much.
So
Um, immediately like the first episode caught my attention because y'all know they hit him with the and
yeah,
everything, all the blood and guts and everything. That I was like, ooh,
you
I'm
have
in.
my sympathies. That was cold. That was a
Yeah.
cold drain the first episode.
But then as like the episodes went on, I was just like, I really was just having a hard time watching it. And I think because it was like, hold on, I wrote my thoughts out so I wouldn't forget.
Shout out to the notes.
And she
Shots.
has the notes.
I
We got
did.
the notes, people. We got it.
Okay, so I didn't think in the beginning, I didn't think there was going to be much else going on with the storyline. Like I was just like, okay, we're living in this like future time period where the government controls everything, and then they identify people with these little sensor reader thingies, and they solve crimes or find criminals, blah blah blah. And I just didn't think there was going to be much else to it. And I guess there was more, but it didn't really. I liked the concept, but it just didn't like overall the story just there wasn't like enough development for me to like care a lot about the setting, so to speak. Um, but oh yeah, and I think also like Hollywood just kind of ruined the whole future world where the government controls everything. I think that kind of ruined that concept to me because it's like
Yeah,
it's it's been so many, outside of the anime genre.
right.
It's been like the concept's been done so many times and then IRL, it's like and
Is
so
it
I was like I just
topic
seen the
points?
concept done so many times. So like even crossing I kept trying to put my brain in like, oh, this is an anime. It dropped in the 2010s. You know what I'm saying? Like I kept trying to put my mind there to enjoy it, but I was having a hard time doing that just because like it's like I seen it before and the story itself wasn't like developing in a way that kept my attention. Um, but I did also like just that concept. Same with you, Stick. I had questions the same way, like, kind of going through my own thought process and like especially when at the end where Akane was like, she kind of appreciated, not appreciated, but she saw the use for the civil system, at least for the near future, because you can't just shut something like that down
Yeah,
overnight unless you
yeah.
really expect chaos and stuff like that. So, and those type of concepts are interesting because you think of like in real life how you can't like have certain systems just crash overnight because it really will be mayhem.
So,
Um, but yeah, with that said, like, uh, one question I had, I forgot to put it on here, but like, what episodes for y'all um, like really turned up the anime for you, like where like it took a turn and like turned up the plot?
Nisho seems really excited, so I want him to go first.
no, because I wrote this specifically. I'm
We
kind of glad
probably
you
we
asked
probably got the
this.
same one, honestly.
Yeah, because I have two. I had two. So I'm trying to. Okay, you know what? You know what? All right. I can't remember exactly for one, but I know exactly for the other. Um, for my first, it was either episode 10 or 11,
Mhm,
where they caught up to Makishima and he kidnapped Akane's best friend.
mhm,
Mm,
That was a turning point for me. Like, granted, in the first few episodes leading up to it, I'm like, okay, these are some sick people going through these very demented crimes, like Shorty making art out of people's body parts. What the
mhm.
actual fuck? But Makishima, he had the coldest line in the whole anime with a razor in Shorty's hair. This man said, y'all are not qualified enough to measure my sins. I'm like, sir, hold on.
damn.
Hey, put that on a shirt too for me.
Put it,
I need
put on
that.
a shirt.
Yeah, I
Put it
need
on a
that.
sh Cause I'm like, that was such a cold line, but the premise of him shorty in a headlock with a razor, I'm like, he's sick, absolutely
Mm,
demented. And just giving Akane that choice of, I'm just saying, you use the Dominator, shoot me, see if you really got it like that. And crime coefficient 0. I'm like, he's clearly a danger. How is he hiding his cycle? Like that's the part of it that turned it up for me with that part. But the other episode that really struck out to me was episode 14, where one of the guys that had the helmets on,
Yeah.
mm,
he was
Hmm.
just like literally out in the street, out in the open, just
whacking his.
pretty
Yeah.
much, yeah. Literally doing that. And just that it was such a striking image along with it being such a commentary for what society is. Like it was very layered. Like it was really
Mm-hmm.
layered. And I for me, that's what the whole thing turned up for me because it was such a commentary on literally like pacifism in society, bystander in society, the judicial system period in society. Like it was multi-layered in so many ways. I really dig it. So that's where it turned up for me.
Yeah, those are both good. I think with
Yeah.
that helmet episode, just in general, uh, I think actually both of those combined. It's just that we got early in the episodes, we got to a point where once we saw somebody and we knew they were the villain or they were the bad person in the
Mhm.
situation, the dominator was like, "Hey yo, you got to either paralyze them or they got to go. They got to go." You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So when
Go
you get
again.
to these two and you're like, clearly we see that these people are not good people, but
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't working. That's where the exclamation marks above your head start clicking, right? It's like, yo,
Exactly.
what is going on? Like every our it's almost like we got put into the world because it's like this is what happens in this world. You do something bad, you start thinking crazy. The dominator is like, you gotta relax, you need therapy, or you gotta go. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And then once Shogo comes in, everything changes. And so then when the helmet dude pops in and you can clearly see it, everything changes. So like everything you thought you knew about this anime just goes out the window.
Yep.
Um, for me, mine happens a little bit earlier. I love the what's her name, the high school student, Re something. What's her name?
Uh,
Rikako or something. The girl
yeah.
that was doing the art or
Yeah,
whatever
no,
for
that
everybody.
Mm,
yeah, that
I
joint
was
was
yeah.
like, all
wild,
right,
bro.
I it's one thing when it's a dude at work getting bullied. I get that. It's another dude, the original dude that he's got his crime fishing real high. We know why he's this girl just she's off her rocker off automatically. She was like
Yeah.
young, so it's like it's not discriminatory. Clearly, she was gonna be wiped out by the crime efficient as well, by the Dominator as well if they had caught up to her or whatever. But just that those episodes and then as watching her fate and how like again she's basically a toy that gets used by Shogo in the end. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Very jarring. I was like, okay, we're starting to pick up, and that's kind of where I really like got knee deep into the episode into the anime.
Mm, yeah. Yeah. I'm on the same way, like mindset as y'all. Like that's the episode where I kind of woke up and was like, okay, let me start paying attention because I thought it was just gonna be like a story. Like I said, just people solving crime with some good moments. Cause like this anime has some pretty like intense
Mm-hmm.
moments.
Very.
Very.
So I was like, okay, but there, I was like, besides the intense moments, there's not gonna be much else. But when that happened, and then it turns out that, she's a puppet, and then the fact that he's like pretty much playing all these other people
Mm-hmm.
into like encouraging all this like
Yeah.
death and chaos and torture of people. It's like I was like, okay, there is more to the storyline. um, yeah, I don't even think. Yeah, I don't really disagree with that. So I can't even. Yeah, I can't follow that up with anything. Um, yeah. Do y'all have anything else y'all would like to add as far as like what y'all thought about the writing and the story and whatnot?
Mm, not really. I mean, other than the fact this is pretty much like Law and Order but anime, like that's really it.
Yeah. How did y'all feel about the ending? Did you like it?
I'll tell
I'm
you. Go
no,
ahead.
go ahead, Stay. Go ahead.
Nope, nope. Go ahead. You got it.
I'm just divided by it because I'm like, it felt open-ended to
Mm-hmm.
me because I'm like, wait, did Akane just access a deeper access to the civil system? Because that's what it got implied to me when I saw it. I'm like, so Akane's the only one who knows how to really get a deeper access to the system, but can't tell anybody pretty much. That's what kind of left the open ended and confusing for me. I was like, okay, she got access. Can she tell anybody what's gonna happen if she does? Is she gonna get off? Like, what's going on? I'm like, that's the only thing. It kind of left me confused a little bit. That was really it. But
Yeah, that was like a odd like what is it? The term like plot device? I
yeah,
think
there you
that's
go.
what it's called.
Yeah.
It
Mm-hmm.
was it was pretty odd for me. Like it seemed like it was because they did explain it, which I appreciate why she was given the ability to, you know, have this knowledge of the civil system, basically because they thought she was super smart and had you know,
They thought that she could be
the
the next puppet, bro. That's basically what
yeah.
they
Yeah,
do. Like,
that's yeah.
you seem like you understand why this is in put in place.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're going to let you know because we trust you. But you've seen what's happened to everyone else. You know
Mm-hmm.
what's gonna happen if you know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
basically it's the Illuminati.
Ha ha. 2012, anybody? Sorry, but
Oh, hey, that's when this anime came out.
what the
So,
f
Yep,
hey, hey,
2012.
man, I don't make the rules. I just call them out.
Yeah, that's one of the things I had noted. I was like, if I would have watched this in 2012, I probably would have been hooked. Like,
Mhm.
I this probably would have went down as one of like my favorite shows. But it's like I feel like 2010s was just full of these kind of shows
Absolutely.
in like every genre. It's like so many. But back to the ending. Um, Overall, like the ending with everything that happened, it was kind of forgettable for me. I'm not gonna lie. Like I every time I had to think about it, I was like, did I actually finish the anime? Like I forgot that old boy got killed by the tree. Like I forgot that happened.
Yeah.
And it was like I forgot about the whole scene. Then I had to go watch it back. Cause I was like, maybe I didn't watch the whole thing. But no, I did. I watched the whole thing.
Mhm.
And I was like, I don't know what else I was expecting. But I don't know, maybe I was expecting was it Makishima to
Mhm.
live on and I know there was a season two. There is a season two, so I was like, maybe he's gonna be in the next one causing havoc. But I don't know. I think Erased really fucked me up.
So listen.
Oh,
Here's
oh
what
no.
I was gonna ask you two questions. One, now I have a second question. One, why does it fuck you up? And two, which ending do you prefer?
Ooh, it's a good one.
Because from my understanding, if I remember correctly, you weren't the biggest fan of the erased ending, but you
Yeah.
kind of understood it.
Yeah. Because the Erased ending was like them rushing to an end
Sure.
to wrap up the manga.
Hmm.
And then it was well done for it to be rushed, like we got to resolve. And typically, I'm not always a fan of the happy endings, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
everybody survived, everybody's friends, blah, 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 which is weird, but whatever. And it's just like, but
Listen, nah, y'all can't be happy, God.
it just seemed like the bow was wrapped on it. But with Psychopaths, I don't, let me tell you how much I've been thinking on this. I'm like, because it's
Mm.
really baffling me that I'm not like a super fan of this anime.
Hmm.
Like, and even with the ending, like, I'm like, why don't, it's not even that I don't like the ending. I don't have an issue with the ending. It's just that I don't remember it. Like, it's
Ah, yeah.
It doesn't have a
like,
big stamp.
yeah, like they
Yeah.
go to look for the dude. He's there. Like the biggest thing about the last episodes of the anime that I remember is
Uh,
Akane learning about the Sibyl system. Like that's more prevalent to me than this big villain, who dies. But maybe that's the way it's supposed to be because Akane is she is the MC, right? Just making sure.
That's another great question. I think she's the MC.
Okay.
yes, question mark.
I always say, who do we follow the most? That's always what I when I what's called. That's why I say, or who do we know backstory the most?
But see, that's why, like, I feel like, okay, we can go
It
ahead
could.
and go into the character development
Well, I
Mm,
just
conversation
want
from,
to add. I just want to add to the ending part.
okay,
Just very small.
go ahead.
I don't mind the ending. I also don't really count because I watched season two, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
probably gonna watch season three right after this.
Mm-hmm.
Because now the dub came out, go watch that. Um, Shogo, Shogo's not season two. It's literally, I will say this: season two basically is a different version of season one. I'll say that. That's what it seems. That's
Mm-hmm.
mm,
the criticism of season two. What I
Mm-hmm.
did like about season one is that you know how like when someone has a mission and it's like, yo, I'm going to kill Buddy. I'm getting my revenge.
yeah.
I know it's wrong. I'm gonna do it. In nearly
Mm-hmm.
almost every other anime, it never happens. Like it's like yo, like
Mm.
no, you can't do that. And they get to the end, it's like it's wrong, and that's it.
Wow.
Nah,
Wow. He
nah,
put him. He put him
bro,
down.
bro, just like nah. I said I'm gonna do this, and that's
Yeah.
what I did.
Yeah, that Cowboy Bebop energy.
That's
Yeah.
refreshing.
Big
I'm
Sprite.
gonna get to that in a minute. That's very refreshing. It's super
yes.
refreshing. So I did like that portion of it. It's like they didn't go the easy route, being like, you know what,
Mm.
Sybil or the Sybil is the ultimate. They have to. You're that's the jury. Nah, I'm the jury,
Mm.
judge, and executioner,
And
my boy.
executioner.
So that's all I wanted to say.
Oh, I will say that I did like that meaning of that because like I guess that's pretty much if Makishima was going to go, that's how he wanted to go,
Yep.
yeah.
not by some computer. So I fucked with the meaning of that, that was a dope moment. Just wasn't memorable, unfortunately,
Sure. Yeah.
you know. Uh, but on to the character development. So I should have wrote down what my thought was going and rolling into that, but I forgot what I had thought. I should have typed it up real quick, real fast. But with that said, um, oh, the character development, the MCs. Okay. So yeah, so in my far as like I felt like who I saw the most,
Hmm.
um, I was like, okay, obviously Akane is the MC. But and we learned some like about her a little bit, her backstory a little bit, but it wasn't like we didn't learn much else from what I remember. Um, and the character I felt like that had the most development and that moved along the most was Ginoza.
Mm,
So, and
Sure.
everybody else was kind of just there, like with a little bit of information about them sprinkled in along the anime.
Mm.
Um,
oof.
but like I said, I still feel like Akane was the the main girl, and she was dope. I liked Akane, for the most part, you know. I didn't mind her too much. But yeah, what's y'all take on the MC?
Um, as far as like whenever I talk about like main characters, right, and I try to figure out like who's the main character, we had this issue with Birth Angel where
Hmm.
Yeah.
they told us that old boy was the main character at the start, but
Goddamn lie.
it's clearly Joe, right? That was very obvious.
Yeah.
In this one, it's kind of a two horse race, but I always use Hey Arnold, as crazy as it sounds, as
Hmm.
Hmm.
like who's the main character.
Okay.
Hey Arnold is we learn a lot about Arnold, right? Like we follow Arnold around, so he is the main character. But
Yeah.
whose backstory in life do we know more about in any of those characters?
Helga.
Helga.
Helga. And that's why I always say that secretly, Helga is the main character of the show because Hey Arnold is her yelling, and that's why she's main character of the show.
Hmm.
That's why the show's called Hey Arnold because she's
Right.
yelling trying to get his attention this entire time, and that's what we're really following. So with
Hmm.
this one, it's like we follow Akane, follow her. We, in episodes, we wake up with her. She's, in what's called, we shower with her. We do all this different stuff. We get ready with her. She was doing get ready with me videos before we even knew about it, which is wild.
She had
Innovation.
that future vision.
Yo, she got it, bro.
Take the vision.
Um, but to me, the person that we know the most about and their motivation stuff is Kogami. It's very clear what he wants. We know what happened to him. We know he used to be an investigator. He went off the deep end. He became an enforcer, and he has one mission, and that mission is very clear.
Mm.
And we follow his action in most everything. So as far as that, that's what I think really is. That's the two main characters. You can kind of play around with who you want to be the first one, who you want to be the secondary one. As far as the characters goes, everybody's fine. I wish they did more with Yayo, old girl with a ponytail.
Oh
I
yeah.
wish they did
Yeah.
way more
Yeah,
with
she
her.
was cool.
I hated her backstory. Like she was a musician, and I
Oh
get it. Like
yeah.
I
Yeah.
get it. The government like, oh, some music is satanic or will mess up your mind, and rap music, metal. You know how they used to
Yeah.
talk to us about shit,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I get it from that perspective, but I think she was too badass to do that. She had like
Yeah.
a good, yeah. I don't know. It felt weird to me.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, if we're gonna go with her being bisexual or lesbian, let's just go all the way. Like I caught the junk in episode, was it one or two, where she came out of old Blondie's office, and then
Oh
Blondie was
shit.
fixing her shirt after where when she got out when Akane went in there. I caught that.
Yeah.
I caught
And
that
then
the first
right
time.
at the end, they had them like leave getting out of bed together or something
Oh yeah,
like that.
they
Like
definitely did
I
it. Oh for
forgot
sure.
about
Yeah,
that.
they
yeah, yeah,
Oh
slipped that
buddy.
in there,
yeah. Like if you
and I
Yo,
didn't
was
catch,
like, I forgot she
we're gonna
was
slip
gay.
this
How
in
do you
there. It's
scroll?
fine.
yo, if you didn't catch it in the beginning, like you never really, you have to pick up on certain cues, and then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, sex. And I'm like, cool, that's what's up, bro. Like, yeah. But I do
Happy
agree.
Pride Month.
Yeah, facts, big facts. But I agree. The inspector, Connor's superior, he had the biggest ongoing character development storyline
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
we get the revelation that his dad used to be an inspector. His dad is now under him as well, as an enforcer. So like that, though, dynamic and their story kind of concluding was
And
a
then by
pretty
the
good.
end, he becomes an enforcer.
It's
Yeah.
a great that's a great story beat. So I did like that
Yeah.
portion.
All right. Nisha.
Oh, great points were brought up indeed. I definitely agree with that same sentiment about Akane and Kogami being like the co-main characters because I feel like you're seeing the two perspectives of somebody who kind of not necessarily got thrust into it, but it's like, hey, let's really test your metal here. And then
Hmm.
somebody who, like Stick was saying, just they want revenge. They know what they're in it for. They're not going to stop until they do it. But I like the duality of how they played off each other the whole time. Because I like going into it, I thought Akane was going to be like the ditzy character of like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I don't know. Like I thought it was going to be that the whole time, but she had like sensibility about her, and I really
Yeah.
like that because any other main character in that position would have been like, I can't do this. It's wrong. Like it would have been that for like 5 episodes straight. Like
Yeah.
I do not like that. But the way that Akane and Kogami played off each other was really good. It was really good. And like I'm glad that like Kogami wasn't like foolish enough to completely get consumed by revenge, like he at least heard Akane out and be like, okay,
Hmm.
I appreciate you trying to intervene. I'm gonna still do this, but I appreciate you. You know what I mean? Like I appreciate that in the
Yeah.
least.
Hey, that's
Yeah.
the version of. I mean, I ain't doing that, but good for you.
For
Something
real.
popped in my head and I'm trying to write it down so I don't forget it.
I mean, look, go crazy, but
I was gonna say, so Akane reminds me of we all have or in my case had job.
Jesus Christ.
oh yeah. Oh no, Nick, go ahead, let it go. Go ahead.
So you know that coworker that comes in,
Yes.
you know, and you've been at the company for a minute. You know all the
Hmm.
good and bad,
Hmm.
mostly the
Hmm.
bad, you know. You know the outs. I ain't even gonna say the ins and outs. You know the
Let
outs.
it go.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you have that new coworker that comes in, they're real green, happy about everything,
Oh my god.
just proud to be there, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, they come in and they're almost like a goody two shoes. They're not just like, being positive and everything, but they're like they could go either way. They could go into the kiss ass
Hmm.
route, or they could, just be the person that's happy to be there doing their job. And then, you know, while they're there, they get cool with everybody. You know what I'm saying? They cool with
Yeah.
everybody. They do their job well. You know what I'm saying? But from the vets, they be talking to people and be like, yo, so what's really going on with they ask the right questions,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And they still have that like naive kind of thing to them, but like you can tell like things are clicking for them and they're learning and they're like maneuvering through this
Hmm.
this this thing. And it's like, you know, after a couple of months, you're like, okay, I see, I got hope for you. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not about to get played by this system,
Hmm.
but
Ah.
also you kind of still being played by, like it could still go either way, and that's how I felt watching Akane throughout. Like even by the end of it, while she was being like, being brought into the civil system, I was like, oh damn, they about to turn her
Yeah.
into Pinocchio, and then
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
was like, but then I was like, Akane asks the right questions.
Hmm.
And I was like, I have hope. I don't know how season two, season three goes, but I have hope, if she's even in those episodes. I know with these anime, sometimes characters just disappear, you know.
She's in season two.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And I was like, from where I left off, I would have hope that something is still like curious for her. Like she doesn't just get fully wrapped in and controlled by the system, but she learns how to like
Yeah.
maneuver and find a good balance between doing what's right for everybody, but also doing her job and also secretly dismantling the system. That's what I would hope. But yeah, that's what she reminded me of. That's all of that to say.
The funniest
No,
part,
that's completely valid.
yeah, the funniest part is everything you described happens to her in the next season. Like she becomes the vet, and it's a super green motherfucker that comes in and is just. I'm not gonna spoil it, but like I don't like
Mm.
the new person that comes in. I'll put it to you that way.
Yeah. Well, was it the
Ah.
the girl that came in at the end of the,
Yes,
okay.
yes, she's annoying.
Oh,
Um,
all right. Gotcha.
I do want before we move on to art style and stuff like that. I don't know if we're gonna
Mhm.
move on soon. I don't want to move on without talking about one of the greatest villains of the modern era, Shogo Makishima. He's not your typical villain. Like he's not going to be like he's not gonna like do the murders. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Mhm. Mhm.
He's not gonna do the
He
murder.
does like the sliced throats though.
He has a weird affinity for slicing people's throats. So
Oh God.
he's gonna do that. And with a razor blade, the boy is a sicko. So
This is sick.
he's a sicko. Uh but he's like a more advanced version of our boy from Tokyo Revengers. What's my man, the Kiseki? Where
Cheesky.
he gonna play with people, play the puppet master in the background. Hey, I see, it'd be crazy if you want to kill somebody. I'll teach you how to do it and you'll never get caught. Then as soon as you get close to getting caught, Ah, man, you disappointed me. Gotta let you die. Like these wild. He's a wild boy, bro, and just kept doing it, and people kept letting him do it. And then, you know, what I like about him is that Nick, you had said that he's not really menacing. He's not scary, and he's not. I don't think he's meant to be scary.
Mm-hmm.
He's just meant
Yeah.
to. He's the avatar for just questioning shit.
Mm-hmm.
Why am I allowed to do this? Why has the world figured out a way for them to control you into thinking that they know what's best for you? You know I'm a
Mm-hmm.
villain. You know I'm about to kill this girl. You got this shotgun right here with 2 bullets. Shoot me. I'm gonna kill her if you don't. But they just can't. They could not break away from what the system told him to do, and so he got
Mm-hmm.
to do it. I think he was written pretty masterfully. You like him to
Mm.
do more stuff, but that's not his style, man. His style is just to I'm gonna just turn people against each other. I might kill you here and there, might set some stuff over there, but I'm not gonna get my hands dirty. No, that's crazy.
Mm. So my thing is like, I think I wrote in my notes, what did I write about him? Um,
Yeah, fuck him. Oh,
no.
Yeah, no, that's
I
what I said.
I wrote that he
Sure.
was a solid ideal villain, you know? Like, and in the sense of like everything you just said is what he did. Like he came to like challenge what is assumed of as good in that world that we're watching.
Yeah.
So great, you know?
hmm
But I like to think is like for like these kind of characters, like if they were removed from the anime, could the story still progress in some way or move along and still be interesting? And for me personally, you take Makishima out the anime, I would have enjoyed it on the same level. I would have experienced it on the same level. He doesn't really change the anime for me, and that could be because more of my outlook on the anime in general being just something I was having a hard time gravitating towards.
Right.
But as far as like him challenging the system, like
You're saying
I
you
don't
could have
know,
put somebody else in there and it'd be the same thing.
not even somebody else completely. Like you could have just removed him, and if it was like, well, maybe not replacing him completely, but like someone else asking the same questions.
hmm
You know, like so say like if you had like Kogami being the one that like started asking questions and he wasn't necessarily
Mm.
like killing people, but he was out here kind of just doing stuff to kind of sabotage the system. Or you had one of the other enforcers kind of doing the same thing, like his existence didn't really wouldn't really have changed things for me personally.
Gotcha.
But as far as being an antagonist, he was ideal, you
Mhm.
know? And he had some bars. He was spitting bars. He was a bad man. I mean, Kogami was better, you know what I'm saying? He was that dude. But, you know, he did and he was doing some shit. I was like, yo, this dude is nuts. I had to hit a stick. Like, yo, this dude is nuts. Like,
Yeah.
he's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, insane. Um, but he was written well. I will give it that. The quotes were a little bit too much for me. But with him being this like deep thinking you know, guy that's always like, he plays chess and read books, you know? So shout
Yeah.
out to
Facts.
very
Yeah.
intelligible, you know? So, I got it, but I was like, all right, let me go. I gotta figure out who said this one. But
Uh,
he was an ideal villain, written well, you know. But unfortunately for me, like the story could have still moved along without him.
Gotcha.
wow. Okay. So Stick already said it, but Takagi from Elusive Samurai, Kisuke from Tokyo Revengers, and this sick motherfucker Makishima from Psychopaths. They might be top three villains in everything we watch. Cause for that same reason, they all gave a question to what's really right and wrong in the universe to some extent. I wouldn't say Kiski so much, and it was just a bastard. But specifically to Makishima, like he was, I wouldn't necessarily say he was just a perfect counter to the civil system and everything and question everything. He was just the perfect counter to Kogami. Because like
Mhm.
Kogami was like just regular dude chilling. Great. Then he finds out the dude killed his partner, almost sent him off the deep end before he got with the public safety bureau. And it literally becomes a chase of like, okay, look, you kill my man, you gotta go. And Makishima's like, I mean, you could kill me. That'd be, that'd be great. But what would that do for a greater sense of your morality? Like, I'm like, okay, no, no, no. I'm just trying to put you down. Do you though? Like it was that back and forth for me that really made Makishima like engaging to me.
Yep.
So like
Yeah.
Nick, I get what you're saying. I get like, the removal of him, and it could have been anybody else in the story would have still moved along and progressed and whatnot.
Yeah.
All the same, I'm like, he provided more of the memorable parts of Psychopath season one, like
Yeah.
hands down. Like again, you are not qualified to justify my sins. Is all right, you're not qualified enough to judge my sins is a bar. Like if
Yeah.
anybody else would have said that in the intonation or in the way that he said it, I don't know if it would have hit as hard.
Yep.
Yeah. For what it's worth, I'm glad before we move on to the next two things,
Mhm.
um, I am glad that there was a villain written into the story. You know what I'm saying? Like I am glad. I'm glad he was like drawn up as this, like you said, counter, which is, pretty much yeah. But
It was yeah.
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 The DC came out. That was my explanation. Like, yeah, it was yeah on the yeah.
It was yeah
Um,
about the yeah.
um, but they was also like similar as far as like the way that like they would seek after something. So it's like I appreciate them being there to kind of do the Batman Joker thing, you
Mm.
know? Pretty cool. But yeah. But for what it's worth, solid guy. Solid. Now, do I ever want to come across a Makashima?
No,
Absolutely not.
no, no, no.
Mm-mm.
Absolutely not.
Fool got a whole raise in his pocket. Nah, gang.
He got a
Who's
razor in
that?
his pocket with no facial hair. That's a boy you don't want to be around, bro. I'm cool, man.
All right. So we're gonna go to the animation on the anime. I already my piece is that it was very beautiful to watch. I have no complaints. If I was rating the animation, I'd give it 5 stars all across. I really enjoyed looking at it, especially once I turned off all the lights.
Oh
Oh man,
yeah.
it
Yeah.
was
Yeah, nah, it popped a lot. Like it really did.
beautiful, beautiful, especially 2012. You know, I loved it. Um, some of the imagery, because not in addition to just the animation, but some of the like the images themselves. Hold on, I gotta pull up my notes because some of the stuff that appeared in this anime
Hmm.
was
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
jarring.
Uh-oh. I'm curious to see what you caught, Nate. This is gonna be something.
Um, when they were in the little virtual world and
Oh
the
yeah.
chick was like a mouse or something or a rabbit, I forgot what she was.
Yeah,
Some
it was like
type
a
of fuzzy.
rabbit cat, something like that.
Yeah. And her appearance in the virtual world was her hanging.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, that was crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna say hanging because I don't want to say from what.
That
Yeah. No, yeah,
hanging out.
she was dead ass.
Um, what else happened? Obviously the first episode where the dude with the girl, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
Yeah. Starting off
yeah.
with that's
That
kind of hot. It's really
Yeah,
hot.
uh
yeah.
I've only seen one other anime do that, and it's like Goblin Slayer, and
oh
Mhm.
my God,
not
no.
the. It's kind of it's this starts off a little too hot, I think, but I
Yeah.
they don't show it too vividly,
Mm-mm.
so
But
that's
you know
fine.
what's going on.
It's the
Right.
implication.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. And
So
then
that's fine.
obviously the body twisting episodes. Like that was like I was sitting there like this is an anime and I'm almost a little gross
Hmm.
out. Like this might be a little bit past the things that I enjoy.
Yeah, nah, and sadly there are more very prominent examples of anime that use gore to that extent, which is kind
Yeah.
of crazy to me. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, you got the budget, throw it in. Like, what? Are you
And
trying to
I
make
thought there wasn't going to be another criminal crazier than her.
there was. There were several.
Yeah.
There was there there was. No, honestly, as far as the actual criminals that were being controlled, she
Oh, right.
was the
No, she
craziest.
was
Oh
number
no,
one.
hands down, hands down.
She was
Yeah.
number one.
Makishima, though, you know, being in control of all that.
Makishima.
That's God. That's God right there.
But yeah, the imagery as far as like those type of things, jarring, but beautifully done. Beautifully done. Yeah, I'll pass it on to y'all to give your opinions on what you saw, the visualizations and whatnot.
No, the animation I really did. I really dig. I don't know the company that did it. I gotta look it up, but the opening and the ending
Hmm.
animations, the color, like the color swaps, what they did, I loved it. It
You
was
mean
really good.
like the intro with the music and stuff?
Yeah, the intro, the music, and how they like kind of made the colors pop in different ways. I really love how they did that.
I'm
And
not
then
gonna lie, when the intro first came on, and honestly, a couple more times afterwards, I thought it was
yeah,
the outro, and because of the way the credits present on the screen,
I got
and I
you.
thought I did something wrong. I was like, why am I watching the end of the episode? Like, and then I had to click the remote. I was like, oh, it is the beginning. Okay, all right.
Yeah, but no, this is very dope watch as far as visually. Like I don't really got a lot of problems with it. Even with the CGI, I feel like they did it pretty decently. Because again, the parallel to Ghost in the Shell. Fun fact: same director. They did both Psycho-Pass and Ghost in the Shell. Um, the even the CGI didn't feel like overbearing. It didn't feel out of place. It was pretty solid.
Mm, okay.
The production team was Production IG.
Okay,
They've done
cool.
things such as Blue Seed. They did Ghost in the Shell, all the Ghost in the Shells, like you said. They did IGPX.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if there's
Race,
anything if we've
racing
watched.
anime.
Oh man. They did Haiku, the volleyball thing. Um, they did Attack on Titan Junior High. I think that's hilarious.
Oh yeah,
Um,
parody one.
that's so hilarious. But yeah, so for me, right, I like the animation overall. I think it looks good. I think when the Dominator does like the transformation thing, I think that looks
Oh
Hmm.
yeah,
fantastic. The
that
color,
was
like I said, lights off, colors
The
pop right off the
neons,
screen.
just
yeah, that was
It
yeah.
cold
looks
as shit. I
beautiful.
loved it.
I like to get my hands on one of those too for a PT. Anyway,
Hmm.
here's I'm gonna take two different paths.
Okay.
The first path I'm gonna take is the character designs are fine. They're realistic, if not bland. When I
Mm.
watch
Yeah,
anime, I'm so used to over the top
yeah, I was
hairstyles
about to
or
say the hair
different type
like
of
out to
clothes.
here.
Yeah, or different
Yeah,
clothes like stylistically, you know what I'm saying? Where this is very procedural, police procedural. So everybody's in a zooted up. You got my
Mm.
man, the old head, with like the old,
that trench coat.
yeah, with the trench coat. Look at here, son. With that type of shit on, right?
Mercy.
Well,
Yeah,
let me tell you something.
here, baby. Yeah, that type of Dick Tracy type ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? That type of stuff. So it's cool. I get it. It fits the aesthetic of the anime. So I like that.
Hmm.
I will say that's my negative of critique. A positive one, kinda, is that you had mentioned Cowboy Bebop earlier.
Hmm.
This is like I'm not gonna call it Timu Cowboy Bebop, but I'm gonna call it. Wow, we've watched Cowboy Bebop before, and we're really obvious about it. Come on, man. Who does Kogami look like, bro? Stop it. Who
I wrote that in
who
my
does
notes. I
who
wrote
does
that in my notes. I was
who
like,
does
Kobe kind of
Yo,
remind
I
me of
had to
Spike a
go look
little
up
bit.
a picture of Spike, so I
bro?
wasn't tripping.
Bro, come on, man. Like, what are we doing? Like,
I personally, I
it's
fuck
so
with it.
obvious.
I
Like
fuck with it.
from the oh man, we need a black haired protagonist with that wears a suit and a tie. Who can we put
Yeah.
him up
Yeah.
against? Let's make him against a white-haired villain that everybody loves. Like, come on, dog. What are we
Bro,
doing? Like,
even the way they like
I love
they
it.
wrote the way that he spoke, like the cadence in the way he spoke, like his
yeah,
demeanor and everything, very spike coded.
Oh
very
yeah.
much so. Even down to my man, I forgot what the dude's pop's name is. I'm sorry for messing
Oh
your name up,
boy.
sir. Uh, but the robot with the cyborg hand. Come on, man. That's Jet Black if I
That's
ain't
shit.
seen one, bro. What are we doing? Like, come on,
So
son.
so if that's the case, who's Faye?
That's the issue. That's where it kind of gets dicey. It can't. It's
If
not a Kane. No, well, none
a
of
girl
the
with the
Mm.
computers.
Yeah, I'm
none.
about to say it would be Shorty, I
But
think.
she looks more like
Yeah.
Julia.
Oh,
Well, no,
damn.
nobody's Faye because nobody's doing the sex appeal thing like Faye. Nobody can be Faye. Faye is a
Sybil.
little bit different.
Faye's Faye. That is crazy.
Huh.
The
What
civil
what did you
system.
say?
The civil system is Faye is crazy.
I'm just potting. I'm just
That is some
potting.
sick work,
Hey, you
Nick.
potting heavy right now. Your crime coefficient just went up.
High as fuck.
Uh yeah, but so I did like that. I was glad I was able to make that kind of parallel, and I don't know if they had that inspiration, but if I was somebody looking in outside looking in as a Cowboy Bebop fan, I would be like, all right, I see what you're doing there, my guy.
Yeah, I'm not
Valid.
even like a Cowboy Bebop fan, and I just
Well,
assumed
don't
I
well
didn't.
hold on. Let's not say that though. Let's. I'm not a Cowboy Bebop fan.
I'm not. I enjoyed the anime though. That doesn't make me a fan.
All right.
Stick, I count it as
Like
a win
you're a
game.
fan,
I
Yeah,
count
obviously.
long as you say
Nisho is a fan
long as you say
of
that you
Cow.
like it. Yeah, I didn't like the way that came off for a second. I kind of I was about to bang his call, and it's my meeting, so it's crazy.
No, I just don't
That is some
like. There's
sick work.
there's a difference between liking something and being a fan of something.
Sure, I no,
You know what I'm
yeah, I agree
saying?
with that. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. And I like Cowboy Bebop. It was again, and reading your poetry along with it made me like it even more.
Go
So
buy that now.
Get the
easy come,
book.
easy go. Um, yeah, I forgot what I was about to say, but um,
But you also a Cowboy Bebop fan and was able to see the
yes,
See the
parallels. So
distinctions.
yes.
yeah,
Like I mean, immediately as soon as he started talking, I was like, I don't. I went to go look up the voice actor, and because I thought it was the same dude, to be honest. And then I looked it up, and it's different people.
yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect segue though.
It's
Into the so
Yep,
yeah,
perfect
perfect
segue.
segue, perfect segue. So thanks for pointing that out. Um, so now we're going to talk about the all the sound stuff, the music, the voice acting, all that good stuff. Overall, I'm gonna let one of y'all take it first because I'm still piecing together my thoughts.
I can go.
Okay.
Um, you you saying that the intros and outros you got a little confused when you were watching it.
Mm-hmm.
So once you said that, I was like, let me go ahead and just look at it and see. So I didn't notice the credit part of it,
Mm-hmm.
but when I listened to the music, I was like, damn, I kind of wish they would have switched it, at least for the first
Mm-hmm.
half
Yeah.
of the season, where the
Yeah.
outro sounded more like an intro and the
Mm-hmm.
intro sounded more like an outro. I don't know how to really explain that, but it just
Mm-hmm.
as a feeling. So
I
Yeah.
get it. Yeah.
I could definitely see like how you were like, damn, I felt like I just started this, but it feels like it's ending when it
Mm-hmm.
starts. Especially when they do like the cold open first, then go
Yeah.
into the anime. If you're not paying attention, you're like, damn, I'm done. Nah.
Bro, I swear I think that's how I skipped those other two episodes because I just wasn't thinking.
Oh,
hmm
And
okay.
then I don't know, maybe I got distracted, went to go do something, come back.
Bro, time doesn't make sense when you start getting older. It's just like, damn.
Now,
I said the tone of the music and sound felt on par with what the anime was going for, which I definitely enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the voice acting wasn't that. I felt like the voice acting was okay. It wasn't
Yeah.
like it's not my favorite cast. It's not terrible, but I do feel like some of the lines were forced and they didn't
Mm-hmm.
feel authentic. It felt like somebody reading a script versus
Mm-hmm.
we're putting on a show. So music was fine. The voice acting was cool. Overall, it was fine.
Yeah. I wrote so I would say that I would say I liked it enough. Like it wasn't like blowing you out of the water as far as the voice acting at all.
Uh-huh.
But I liked it enough to the point where I didn't feel like I needed to switch over to the sub, which means a lot for me. Cause, if I have the opportunity to just sit down and watch an anime, I prefer to just do the subs.
Hmm.
But with this one, because I was having a hard time paying attention, which now I'm thinking about it, I might have followed along a little bit better if I did the sub. Um, but I was like, all right, I'm just watch the dub and just relax and watch it. And I didn't feel the need to switch over. Like the voice acting was fine. Nobody's voice was annoying. I now that you say it, like yeah, some of the parts were like kind of that fell kind of flat. Like the line, like it felt like they were supposed to be having this big, like I don't know, like moment statement. I wish I would have thought about it then because I could have pulled an example, but I'm just thinking about it now. But there were those moments like where things were being talked about, and I'm like, oh, I feel like this is supposed to have a bigger impact, but it's just the emotion isn't translating well. So I can understand that. You show?
The music, honestly, what I wrote in my notes, like I feel like the music meshed more with like the intense moments. I really
Hmm.
appreciate that. Uh, Intro and outro songs are fire. It low-key kind of sent me back to when I was collecting all anime intros and outros and just playing them on my MP3. Lovely times.
Way better than sexy, sexy.
Oh my God, infinitely better. Jesus, my God. Infinitely better. Hey, people did the Psychopaths beginning and end theme. Go holler at whoever did Ghost Stories. Please help them out. Um, yeah, like I feel like the music was serviceable. It did what it was supposed to do throughout the anime. Voice acting. I think I was more endeared to like more of the main cast of voice actors versus like everybody else. I think Akane, Kogami, and Makishima, like they were the ones I was really like, okay, I
Yeah.
believe them. Like even Ganoza at times too. I feel like he was solid too, but everybody else, I was like, not really feeling a way, good or bad about it. I really good. They did what it was supposed to do. That's it. So
Hmm.
that's really it.
Okay. Yeah. There wasn't. Yeah, it was like it's like one of those things you kind of just neutral on, right? Like it's
Yeah,
like
yeah. I'm just neutral
you
on
don't hate it,
it.
you don't love it. It got the job done.
Yeah.
It it made 22 episodes worth watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they clearly put the resources on having the right voice actors for the
Oh,
main components. So
oh, absolutely.
shout out to them.
And granted, we're coming off one of the most egregious voice acting jobs of all time. So
Psychopaths was better than
we
Ghost Stories. What the
we could
fuck
we
you
could go
doing?
nowhere but up.
So
Nowhere put up.
Nick. Oh my God. She's about to
Nick,
do that thing,
you
Nisha.
about to,
About
I
to
know,
do it.
we both know what she's about to do with Nick. I know exactly what the fuck you about to say. Say
Oh
it.
my God.
Matter of fact, hold on. Let me turn my camera off. Hold on. I don't want to be on camera. No,
grabbing my
go ahead.
stomach.
Say it, gang. Go ahead. Say it.
No.
Here's another Nicole hot take, people.
I was gonna make somewhat of a joke. But I felt like y'all was gonna take me too serious, so I didn't say it. Um,
Go ahead. No, piss off whoever's in the comments.
No,
Go
remember?
ahead.
Hey, what'd you say earlier? Oh, I could just cut it out. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Get your shit off.
no, it's not even like a dark joke or anything like
Wait,
that.
wait,
Oh, I
wait,
It's
know, but
just
you don't
wait,
probably don't want to end this episode. What is
wait,
it? Let's
wait.
hear it.
Psychopath coefficient 300%.
Hell yeah.
um.
Lethal enforcement engaged.
So as like okay, the voice acting in Ghost Stories
Mm,
horrible.
Hmm.
mm.
The writing bad. Just ain't shit.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm trying to let it cook. I'm
but
joking.
because of the right the I don't even know the substance that is Ghost Stories, what was written, like the content,
Okay.
like
Okay, okay.
objectively, just the
Uh-huh.
content is so wow. Like the characters were able to like, oh my God, I have a headache and I'm making it worse. Like the characters were able to like have more fun. So it was like more theatrical, like
Sure.
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of fun things happening with the actual like vocalization of things.
Hmm.
But with this anime, because this is meant to be like this cut and dry, like you said, procedural, like cop show, like the voice actors don't have a chance to like really. This is a fucking ant that's been crawling up my wall, and
Shame.
I've been watching it this whole time. I'm sorry.
Good
Um,
God.
Lethal enforcement engaged.
Lethal enforcement. And psychopaths.
like they don't
150.
have the opportunity to like, because even the emotional moments are all done in this kind of monotone
Sure.
kind of thing.
Mm,
So they don't
right.
have the chance to like be real theatrical with it in a sense.
I got you.
Word.
So I just made it a little bit more serious than what I was initially going to say. I was going to initially say something wild.
You were about to say the Ghost Stories dub is way better than
Had
the
a better voice chat.
Psychopaths. You that's what he's
She was
about to
gonna say,
say.
bro.
The Ghost Stories voice actors were better than Psychopaths. That's what she's about to say. Because they were allowed to have more leeway and be more entertaining and be more
I would have loved
chaotic.
to say that, but I feel like y'all and everybody else would have took me way too serious. And
Because we knew some
I do
bullshit was
not want to
coming.
give
That's
ghost
why.
stories that much praise ever, ever. But I will just for that's my thought though, comparing like the vocalization, hearing the different ranges of emotion and all
Yeah,
that stuff was there in ghost stories because it could be because they had more freedom. Whereas this one, pun intended, there was less freedom. You
sure.
know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah. All right.
Feel better, Nick.
I
Jesus,
feel
man.
better now. Um, yeah, so we can go ahead and get into these ratings. Oh, before we get into the ratings though, uh, would y'all pass a psychopath?
Absolutely not.
Nah, I probably wouldn't. I ain't gonna front.
Latent criminal, my boy.
Latent criminal is crazy.
Yeah, they gonna make me an enforcer. That's about as good as I'm getting. I ain't gonna hold
Look,
you.
Yeah.
show Kogan me. That's all I got to say. I changed my name to the man who pretty much is a vigilante. So
Yeah, it's not
I feel
happening.
like I would be a Ginaza. Like,
you
Oh,
would be.
so
Yeah.
you serve as an inspector and then slowly devolve into an enforcer.
yeah, like for the longest time, like I could see the most wildest shit and I'd still be like, well, that's just
Yeah,
how it goes. And then some wild shit would happen.
Hey,
And
hey, not Nick doing it. It is what it is.
it is what it is. Like,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a wild shit happening. I'm like, what?
Oh my God.
I say, I just know I'm about to read up in the high 200s now. Goddamn.
I do like that. I
That-
did like that. They don't immediately make you go crazy, like make you an enforcer or anything like that. They
Yeah.
like, yo, you should go to therapy. Try therapy. Now they're not saying,
Literally, yeah.
hey, you should. They're not saying. They're not asking. Maybe you should go to therapy. They're like, yo, you about to go to therapy or else. So
Yeah.
forced therapy, is it great? I don't know.
But it also sucks though, because say like you go through something truly, truly traumatic, and then in that moment, you feel like you want to kill everybody, but you're not gonna do it. You just feel like it. And then the gun reads you, and then hell, like you just gone. Like it's not even you don't even get like a warning, like, oh, this is your first time having a high crime coefficient. So, you know what I'm saying? If it's high enough, you're out of here, buddy.
You're out of here, buddy.
Civil system. It is what it is.
It
Literally.
is what it is.
Literally.
Yeah,
Literally. They're literally that meme. Literally.
yeah.
Truly, like, yeah, no, man, that's a scary idea to think about living in a society like that. Um, but now we're about to live into these ratings. That's a horrible segue, but I did it.
Best segue ever. Got it.
Oh, so what we like to do on a scale of 1 to 5, we rate the anime and tell you whether or not you should watch it or I mean by the time you watch this, you probably already watched it, but if you should recommend it to somebody else to watch. So number one being is doo-doo, throw it in the trash. Um, it's scraps. Don't feed it to your dog even. It's horrible. Five is this is the greatest thing ever, filet, you go on a roof, Chris, or wherever people eat expensive steaks. I don't know. you know, 5 out of 5 experience.
Mhm,
And we're going to consider all of the things we talked about today, and essentially rate this anime.
mhm.
So, um, I have mine already. So, you know, uh, I can go ahead and start.
Go ahead, Nick.
Kind of, I feel bad.
Wait, go
Um,
ahead and force it, Nick.
Yeah.
so for a psychopath, uh, mm, I think this is a great anime for someone who likes futuristic type stuff, who likes, these concepts of playing with how society could be in the future and things like that. And I think for the people who don't watch anime, I feel like this is a good I feel like for people who don't watch anime, but they watch other sick things, this is a good intro anime. Like if you're into sci-fi or horror, thriller, suspense, that kind of stuff, you watch true crime, but
Yeah.
you want like an intro anime to watch. This is a good one for you. Like, solid. For everybody else, might not be a good intro. Um, but with that said, I am giving it a 3.75
I dig it.
You
on
made it
my.
seem like you about to give it like something crazy.
Yeah, I'm
That's
about to
solid,
say.
I think. I think that's solid.
Because I really want to rate it higher.
Yeah.
So, and this might be when I go back and watch a little bit. I might
Okay.
like watch some other people's takes on it and then come back with a different kind of point of view.
Mhm,
But I really wanted to enjoy it more than I did because I was like, oh, this is like the anime version of Criminal Minds. I'm with the shit. But
mhm.
then it wasn't.
Mm.
And then I was like, actually, that's not what I wanted at all. But yeah, man, I was all over the place with this one. But yeah, 3.75 is my rating for this anime.
All right.
All right.
Nisha?
Stick. You
Oh,
sure?
me?
Oh, either one. Whoever's ready.
Stick, go ahead.
All right. Um, I think that this anime is probably is it a good starter anime? I kind of dealt with that for a while. I'm trying to figure out what that is. I think if it's definitely niche. If you're like into like Nick said, like sci-fi, dystopian, not even dystopian, really like steampunk.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I kept wanting to use that word, but I was like, I wouldn't call this
Yeah, I'm like,
dystopian, really.
nah. But like kind of futuristic or just like police, like Law and Order, CSI,
Hmm.
any of those type of things, and you want to dip your toe in the anime, I think it's a pretty good starter. Started off with it. I think the animation is
Hmm.
great. I think that the story to me is solid.
Hmm.
Um, I think that if you like anime that makes you think or like shows that make you think, I think that's another one. I think it's one of those ones where I could see I could see a college student having writing an essay about this or writing a dissertation about this because
Yeah.
Mm.
the different aspects of the anime and what's called. So I think it's for those type of people for sure. If you're an anime watcher and you just want something new, I'm not sure if it's for you because there is a lot of explanation in the show. And I
Hmm.
feel
Yeah.
like that might be like something that kind of bogs it down maybe a little.
Yeah.
For the casual, yeah.
Yeah. But I think overall, I'm gonna go 4 out of 5. I think it's a solid anime. I think it's that first season. It kind of, from what I remember, it kind of set the bar high. And then if you watch season 2, it's like I put it this way: it kind of suffers a season 2 thing that Tokyo Ghoul did, and
Mm.
maybe I saw that, and what you call it, and Promise Neverland kind of hit up too, where the season 2 is like, season 1 kind of eclipses so high where it's like it makes it hard to reach those same levels. But
Hmm.
season 1, 4 out of 5.
Right.
Gotcha, gotcha. Shokogami.
Shokogami, cool name aside. For me to watch this all the way through. I did enjoy this. Would I recommend this to anybody else to watch? I feel like y'all covered the point I was literally gonna say. I'm like, if y'all are into Law and Order or true crime or CSI type shows, I feel like that type of person would enjoy this. Like,
Mhm.
I didn't necessarily think of like the casual viewer because I'm like, for the casual, it's like they're probably gonna go into it thinking, oh, it's gonna be just all police, pow, 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 bang, bang, bang. But it's more of the balance of like how
Mhm.
the world itself is, how the judicial system is with the civil system, and like the different moralities people bounce it to. I feel like for the type of people like Stick was saying, like for those who are like a little bit more critical thinkers, I feel like that would be the type of anime they could lean to. But for the casual, depends what you're in the mood for. Hey, but
Yeah.
bearing that in mind, I would say I give season one of Psychopaths 3.5.
Solid.
Animation is dope. Music did serviceable. The voice acting again. If you're strictly looking at a comic, Kogami Makishima, phenomenal. Everybody else moves the plot along. But
Mhm.
all that aside, yeah, 3.5. I recommend it.
Solid.
Solid. Y'all have heard it here, so we all kind of in the same ballpark, you know.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, it does it creates a lot of questions um for anyone who likes to think about the future society of
Mhm.
things. You know, like I said, Nicole in 2010s. Oh man, I would
yeah.
ate
Oh
this
no,
up.
this. Oh yeah, no, this. I hands down. If
I
I'd
would
have seen
ate
this
this
in
up
college,
Yeah.
so bad. I was really into. I mean, along with everybody else, that was kind of like the theme in 2010s, like
yeah,
futuristic.
Mhm.
You know, either nobody was left on the planet or we're in some type of cyberpunk future
yeah,
or
literally.
some shit. Um,
That was such a big thing in the 2010s. That's crazy to think about.
Yep.
mhm. I was like, you could would have thought the world was going to end the next day. Right? It's like
From the way
everybody
people
trying to
was,
get us prepared.
everybody was saying it. Oh, we still here a decade later. Word. Like what? Like,
Facts.
All right. So with that said, we're gonna go ahead and oh, so my bad. Let me wrap this up. So that was our ratings. I gave it a 3.75. Stick gave it a 4. Nisho gave it a 3.5. Let us know how you felt about Psycho Pass and how you rate it down in the comments on a scale of 1 to 5. And if you want to share a little bit about why, go ahead and do that as well. We would love to hear about it. But now, before we select the last anime, I want to give my co-host here to share any things that they got going on. So, Nisho, Stick, any projects, events, other pods y'all want to share, let them know.
well, other pods stick.
Oh, Stik Braxton, man. All the pods, apparently. Um,
One of them gonna pop.
God, I hope so. Anyway, Two Tall Boys podcast, man. Be sure to check that out every week on Friday. New episodes every Friday as me and Keem try not to get canceled. Also, Star Trek Essential, a podcast about Charles Hampton, music moments, and everything in between. One of my favorite rappers of all time. We discuss his discography and just things around him and what he's going through. Um, and yeah, and then I'm still writing stuff. So go to braxtonbooks.com, go read a book.
Cool beans. NishoSoul.
Go read a book. Let's see. No, but NishoSoul is where you can find me on all streaming platforms. I'm a music artist. I have not released anything new yet.
Mm-hmm.
We're, we're working on it by year's end. Um, I got quite a few unreleased projects that I'm figuring out how to roll out, but there is new music coming. Like I got genuinely like fresh recorded stuff. It's on the way. So fingers crossed by the end of the summer. Well, by the end of the year, y'all gonna have like 4 projects damn near from me. So yeah, y'all can
Four
yeah.
projects.
I've been sitting on
Quattro.
I've been sitting on a lot of music. That aside, Nisho Soul Music is where you can find Instagram, everywhere else, Nisho Soul. Yeah,
Four
just
is in
catch
the chat. Four is in the chat.
yeah,
Sorry.
just catch
I got excited. I'm sorry.
no, I get it. But, yeah, just catch me in the music streets, catch me in the streets, talk music, talk anime, we here.
All right, y'all. And I'm Nicole Learner. You can find me on socials, Instagram content from Cole, TikTok content from Cole, and the Instagram for Together We Anime is just Together We Anime. No spaces, no dots, no nothing. I don't have anything right now on the horizon. Working on putting some music reactions up on the YouTube. So that should be a good time. Uh, I feel like there is something. Oh, so with whatever anime we're about to select next, I'm gonna actually attempt to do the live reaction thing. So, um,
Okay.
I'm yeah, so I'll I'll run that by y'all
Hmm.
uh later. But
Sure.
yeah, probably gonna try to attempt to do that in some kind of way. So be on the lookout for that. Should be fun. But yeah, with that said, when it comes to the new anime, we gonna go ahead and get this thing going. Hold on
Don't, hey,
before
hey,
I
audience,
share the screen. Let me
audience,
hide my stuff.
audience, don't mind me. I'm just praying to the anime gods again because we
Yeah,
it was like the miss of ghost stories and the a psychopath. So I'm praying to the anime gods for this one once more. Don't mind me.
yeah. I'm hoping, man. I mean, there's some good stuff on here.
Yeah,
So
it is. It is.
Yeah, there's some
Yeah,
good stuff, I
it's
guess.
it's a couple I'm not looking forward to. I'm not gonna.
All right. Um,
all right.
so y'all can see my screen, right?
Yes, we
Yep.
can.
All right. So ignore the ads. This is the screen. All
Sick
right.
work.
A lot
All
of lot of,
right.
lot of good stuff on there. I see it.
Oh
Yeah.
hell
Hmm.
yeah. Oh, a couple's gonna be a rewatch. Okay,
Yeah.
nice.
I think I added a few on there, but
It looks like it. Yeah.
yeah.
I dig it.
All right. I'm pressing the button.
And here we
Spin
go.
the wheel of anime. What we got this time?
And we are
I
watching.
cannot see.
Oh wow.
Ooh,
Okay.
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 Darker
All
than
right.
black. Wait, so is it one season or multiple?
Let's
There's
pull it
multiple
up.
seasons of the thing. Let me check
Darker.
it real quick.
Yeah, let me
Oh
look
wait, it
this
might be
joint
just
up.
one season. You know what? I think it's like multiple different series.
Uh,
Oh,
Let me
oh
see.
my God, there's 25 in this one.
Oh shit.
Nick is getting more intimidated with the high
Yeah, dog. What
episode.
are you doing, bro? Well,
Man, we went from psychopaths to darker than black. This should be
no,
interesting.
no. We were like, you know what it was? It's our fault because we were like, yo, damn, we really hitting this nice little stride with these 12 episode anime, and guys were like, oh, word,
Say less. Say less, man.
word.
Say less.
Oh God.
Now I'm gonna have to rethink this live reaction thing. What? Um,
Yeah.
let's
You like,
Okay.
hey,
see.
hey, wait, we can pull a mulligan right now.
Pull a mulligan.
Yeah, just
As in we could
re-spin
re-roll
the wheel.
for possibly short episodes.
That's up to you.
Uh,
That's up to you.
I mean, I'm okay with it. The episodes are what, probably like 20 to 25 minutes long.
Yeah, typical
What
stuff.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, typical stuff.
So
And I know
I
I
mean,
started this before, but I've
uh-huh.
never actually finished it.
This is gonna be my first time watching it. I'm curious about this one.
Yeah.
I will say this action. I know that for a fact.
Ooh, okay.
I mean, going by I was trying to find like a quick little synopsis real quick, but going by just the artwork, it looks like it's given action.
Yeah,
So
no,
a new breed of covert agents known as contractors prowl the underworld. These assassins and spies wield bizarre supernatural powers, spilling blood on both sides of the law. One of these operatives is deadlier than the rest. Ooh, the masked killer BK-201, the Black Reaper. His identity and intentions are unknown, but it's clear the rules of engagement have changed. Um, mm, so
Black Reaper's a hard name. I ain't gonna front. That shit
it
fire.
It's
is.
pretty fire.
So we got some intensity ramping up here.
And I see Studio Bones animated this. Oh, what's up? This is about to be beautiful as fuck. I'm here
Yeah, you
for it.
already know
Don't
what
know
time
who
it
that
is.
is, but you guys are hyped. So I'm with the shits.
They have done some great anime. That's all I'm gonna say. They've animated a ton of great shit.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm going in blind as always. I'm not gonna look too much into it. I'm gonna just accept it for what it is.
Oh, they animated
Just
Mob
like,
Psycho.
Did it?
oh,
And
Ooh.
Space Dandy.
Space Dandy. So yeah, you already know what it's about to look like. Yep. My Hero Academia, Soul Eater.
Full Metal Alchemist. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, we up.
no,
Yeah,
no, it's lit. It's lit.
Y'all
we
gotta know, so far, out of all the animes, my favorite looking one, my
Space
favorite
Dandy.
one to look at is Space Dandy.
Yeah.
That's been my favorite one.
Yeah. It looks fantastic. Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't even knock that. Visually looks great. It does.
Great animation.
So I'm excited now. And you said Mob Psycho. Mob Psycho was great too.
Yep.
Also really good
A
animated.
lot of
Yeah,
bold, contrasting colors.
absolutely. Oh,
You
there's an
know.
OVA to Darker Than Black, it looks like. Okay.
Yeah. There's a bunch of different stuff out there.
Damn. All right, okay. I
All
might have
right,
some
y'all.
fun looking this up.
So there you have it. We wrapped up the pod. We watching Darker Than Black, 25 episodes. Like I said, I'll try to do the live watch. Nisha, I know you said that you were down to do it. Stick, I don't remember whether or
Yeah.
not you said you were down to do it.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, we gon' you just stay tuned in. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you that info.
Facts.
Um, yeah, so with that said, I'm Nicole Learner. Stick, Nisho. We are signing out. Thank you for watching or listening to Together We Anime. Hands up, Banzai.
I think we finally did it. Thank God. I hope it comes out like that. Thank God. Like,